Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Dawn from Put Me On Crochet. Hey, I'm here with another tutorial. I want to show you guys how to make a fishnet. I would say it's a sweater cover up. It is in a crop top shape, but it will be a longer length. And so I just want to show you that. And these are the materials you're going to need. So right now I am using Red Heart Super Saver. This is in the color charcoal. Okay. And I'll be using this color, and I'll be using the my hook. It is a 9mm hook I'll be using. Of course, we have scissors. You're going to need a darning needle to tie in your ends, and we have a few stitch markers or whatever you need, whatever you have to mark your stitches if you need to. You can have that as well. Okay. All right. So I am excited about this project. Wait to get started. So let's go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center pull, which is here, which is great. Okay, so this is always better to do it from the center pull. Many people do it different ways. I mean, some people use the outside when they feel it's better. I like to pull it from the center. Is the easier flow of your yarn as you're crocheting, or you can unravel it, you can cake it. That's a good way as well, but since I haven't caked this, I'm going to go ahead and just start pulling it from here. Okay, so for this particular piece, see how it's coming out, the other end is coming out here. It's this end. So what I do is I like to go on this side, I like to pull it out so that it won't get tangled up in my working yarn. Okay, so just pull it out like so. There you go. And I just take this and I just wrap it around so that it doesn't get tangled up in my yarn. All right, so that's that. Okay, let me back here. All right, so basically I'm just going to pull up enough yarn just to get me started. I am going to do a base chain. I don't know how many chains it's going to be yet. I'll let you know what I end up with. I'm going to do a chain that is going to measure 18 inches, and that's what I didn't show you guys was the tape measure that you're also going to need. Okay, so this is your tape measure, this is mine. Okay, so I have this handy, so I'll be able to do that as well. Okay, so basically you're going to get started with a slip knot, and this is how I do my slip knots. I know we always have to say that because everyone does it differently, do their slip knots a little different. Okay, this is how I do mine. You can definitely go on to YouTube and pull up several tutorials on how to do a slip knot. Okay. All right. So basically there's my slip knot. And so I'm just going to start chaining. Okay. And so basically I'm just chaining. This is just an easier way for me to do this because, you know, I don't know exactly how many chains I'm going to need. So the easier way for me is just chain. I'm going to chain pretty loosely here as well because I'm making a fishnet type stitch. So I want these chains to be very loose. Okay, so we're just loosely chaining here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and chain. And so basically, if you don't know how to do a chain, you just yarn over. You're going to pull through, pull up a loop. Okay, yarn over, pull through, and you're going to pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through, pull up a loop. Okay, so you just continue to do this and try to make them as consistent as possible, like the same shape. That one's a little small for me. I want to make it a little bit bigger. So what I like to do to make them pretty much the same size, I like to yarn over, pull through, and then I pull it all the way back on the fat part of the hook, and then I come back in. So I'm going to continue on chaining until I reached about the 18, maybe 19 inches. And then I'll come back and show you guys how's that done. So just to show you, this is what the chains are looking like. This is Red Heart yarn. So this yarn is a little thick. I'm pulling from the center, so it's a little wrinkled and everything, but it's okay. It's gonna all, you know, get thinned out once I start crocheting in it. Okay, so that's basically what your chain looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna continue and I'll meet up with you guys once I'm done with the 18 inches. Okay, so I did my chain, and let's just see how long it is. Okay, so I have my measuring tape here, so we'll start here at this end. I can come back a little bit so you guys can see a little bit. Okay, let's see here. So I can fit it all in the frame. Probably still won't be able to put it in the frame, but So let's see here. So I'm gonna measure it in inches. Okay, so I'll just start here at the end. And then I'll just run it through. Now I'm gonna straighten it out a little bit because, there we go. Okay, so basically this is about 19 inches actually. So I'm gonna stop there actually. I'm gonna stop there. That's about 19 inches. And then even when I pull it, if I were to pull it a little bit more, it stretches to 21 inches, which is okay. I'll count to how many chains I have, just so I'll know for reference how many actual chains I did, and I'll let you guys know. Okay, here is the chain once again, and I chained 52. Okay, so 52 chains here, and this is 19 inches. Okay, so 19 inches, 52 chains. Okay, so now at this point, we are going to put our finger here on this last chain, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 9 additional chains, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so then we're going to count back 9, and where my finger is, this should be the 10th chain, and we're going to go ahead and put a double crochet into this 10th one, but let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for this one right here is the 10th one, so we're going to yarn over for a double crochet, go into your 10th stitch here, pull up a loop, and then do a double crochet. Go through 2, go through 2, okay? All right, so that's our first space. So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to count 3. So, of course, this one's already in there, so we don't count that one. We start with the next one. So 1, 2, 3. And then the 4th one, I'm going to put a double crochet. And this is going to be the foundation row that we're starting off with. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 3 and go into the 4th chain, which is here, double crochet. And of course, you know, your first row is going to be a little loose, a little wonky a little bit, but once you get through it, it'll get better, okay? So now we're going to do the same. So we're going to continue this same pattern all the way to the end. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to skip 3, and we're going to go into the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, this is 4, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2, and go through 2. Okay, so far this is what you should be looking like. Okay, these are your spaces. Voila. So just continue the same pattern, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, we'll do it one more time. And then we're going to skip 3, which is 1, 2, 3, go into the 4th chain. Oop. So you want to also make sure that, I'm sorry, I didn't say this, keep your chain flat where you see in your V's in front. If you look here and you see these little bumps on the back, that means that's the back of it, okay? Some people do go through these back bumps when they're doing this chain, but I didn't for this time, but it's just easier to kind of go through these V's, the top of the V, okay? So just make sure that you're going into the front of it, okay? So keep it straight by running your finger across it, okay? All right, so we chain 3, and we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3, go into the 4th stitch here. Okay, put in a double crochet and chain 3. Okay, all right, so continue this pattern all the way to the end, and I'll meet you when we get to the bottom. I'm here at the end of the row. So you know, you're going through here and you're chaining 3, you're skipping 3, you're going into the 4th loop. So sometimes when you get to your end, depending on how many chains you actually chain on, you know, in the beginning, you may not come out with like 4 extra ones or 3 extra ones, whatever. But whatever you end with, no worries. You just go ahead and continue to do that same pattern, 1, 2, and 3, and then and I only have 3 left. So you always want to make sure that you at least go into the last stitch, okay? So it doesn't matter how many you have on the end, just it's going to be okay. So I'm going to only have 2, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a double crochet in this last one, okay? Okay. All right. So there we are. So this is what you should be looking like. So this should be your foundation chain right here. Next step is to, once you put your last double crochet in here, you're going to chain 6 on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so you chain 6, and then you're going to turn your work. Okay, so you're going to turn your work around. So just basically flip it, and then you're going to bring it back this way. Okay, so now it's on this end. So you're going to come across here in these holes. Okay. All right. So out the way. Okay, so now once you do your 6, then you're going to turn your work, and now we're going to put a double crochet into this first space. Okay, so we yarn over, go into the space, pull up a loop, and then you're going to do a double crochet there. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yarn over, we're going to go into the next space. Okay, so this was the first space. Now we're going to go into the second space. Into the space, pull up a loop, and do a double crochet. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, and oops, and 3. Yarn over and go to the next space. Same thing, double crochet. Okay, now if you want this to kind of be more of a mesh type, then you can actually go into, after you do your chain 3, and you can go into the very top of this double crochet here and all the space, you know, all here. If you don't want to go into here now, if you go into here, which I kind of like this style because this moves. So to me, it gives the garment a little bit more flexibility in its movement and stretching, okay? Sorry, YouTube. So funny. All right, so now then you can just go ahead and just do it like this. You can put it here, and you can go into the top of this double crochet, and you can just do this all the way across as well, okay? So this way it's not gonna move, right? But this is usually how the mesh is done, just here. But you can do it either way, okay? Either way will work. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna continue into the spaces for this one. All right, so basically you're gonna keep doing this all the way down to the end of the row. And you just put in a double crochet, you're chaining 3, and then you're yarning over, going into the next space, double crochet, and that's it, okay? So continue with this all the way down to the end, and I'll meet you guys back there. Okay, I'm at my last space here, chain 3, and I'm gonna go yarn over into my last space. I'm gonna pull up a loop and add a double crochet, go through 2, go through 2. Okay, now we're at the end here. This is what you should look like. You have 2 rows now. Okay, all the way to the end. All right, so now I'm gonna repeat, chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna turn our work. Okay, turn your work. Those who don't know, I have a baking channel as well. And so this one guy that I watch, not all the time, but you know, I have subscribed to him, but I watch him. So when he's baking a cake and he's mixing everything up in the mixer, he says, scrape down your bowl, scrape down your bowl. So whenever I do my chain on the end and I say turn your work, it just reminds me of that, turn your work, turn your work. Anyway, that's my little humor. Okay, so I turn my work, chain 6, turn my work, and then I'm going to go double crochet into this first space here. Pull up a loop, go through 2, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, next space. So yeah, I'm just continuing this on and on. So basically at this point, this is the back panel that I'm making right now. Okay, so your first thing you're going to do, this is going to be made in panels. Okay, so it's going to be made front panel. And then when I get to the length that I want or that I need, then we're going to start the front panel. We're going to add a neck space, and then we're going to start on the back panel. Okay, and then we're going to just add the sleeves. Okay, so we'll do that. So basically, this is what you should be looking like at this point. This is starting your 3rd row, right? I'm going to go ahead and continue this, and I need to get to, because I'm making this pretty long, so it's going to be about 26 inches long. So I need the back panel to be about 26 inches long. So I don't know how many rows that's going to take, but I'm going to just keep going until I reach 26 inches. And then I'm going to stop. And when I get to that length, I'm going to come back and show you guys. Okay. So for you, however long you want your top to be, then you just go ahead and keep doing row after row, keep doing the same thing. Keep going into the spaces, chain 3 into the next space, chain 3, go into the next space. And then you get to the end, you're going to chain 6. And the reason why you're chaining 6 is because you're creating a box. Okay. And that's because it's 3 and 3. You're going to skip 3, you're going to chain 3 and you skip 3, right? So that's the shape of the box. And that's so that your boxes can all be the same shapes. Okay. All right. So yeah, so go ahead and continue that. And then I will meet up with you guys once I'm done with my panel. Okay. Okay, I am back. Hope you guys were able to finish yours as well. We are moving along here. So I finished all the rows that I needed for the back panel. I crocheted about 33 rows, okay? And the 33 rows measure 26 inches, okay? So that was what I was aiming for, and that's what I did, okay? So now that I'm done with the panel for the rows and the inches, it's time to go ahead and start the beginning of the back panel. But first we have to put in a collar, okay? So what you'll do is, now see mine, I have 14 rows across. So once you're done, what you're going to do is you're going to count how many rows you have across the top, okay? And so I have 14 that's across the top. Doesn't matter how many you end up with. You could have more than me or less than me, depending on the size that you're making. So regardless of how many you have across, you need to count from the ends, 5 spaces on one side and then 4 on another side. Okay. And so when you do that, for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you put a stitch marker there. And on this side, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I put a stitch marker there. Okay. In the middle of these stitch markers, then after you do that, in the middle of these stitch markers, you just count how many spaces you have here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I have 5 spaces in the middle. Now this is going to be your neck area. Okay. And what you do is, because you have 4 stitches that you're in each box, you have to multiply the number of spaces you have times 4. Okay. Because you have 4 stitches in each box. Okay. Across the top. So for me, 5 times 4 is 20. So I need to do a chain for a chain that's 20 chains, okay? 20 chains. So at this point, now that I know that, and I have everything marked off, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish the row. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start here, and I've chained 3. I need to actually chain 6 because this is on the other side. So I did 3, and I'm going to do 3 more real quick. Okay, and then I'm going to turn my work. Okay, so the work is turned, right? All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing up until this first stitch mark, okay? So then we're going to go yarn over and put a double crochet there. Okay, so this right here is actually going to start your first row. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to actually go into this box here and put our last double crochet in there. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now from this point, we're going to go ahead and chain 20 more chains, okay? So we did our 3, so now we got to do 20 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, okay? So we have 20. So there's a chain of 20. So you're gonna come off that same space, and you're going to put in your number of chains that you need. Make sure it's straight, okay? Make sure it's straight. And facing up, facing forward, you know, where you see your V's, okay? So now you're going to take this, and then you're going to go ahead and put, and you're just going to go ahead to your stitch marker here in this 5th space, and you're just going to go ahead and put a double crochet right into that space. Okay, so put your double crochet to that space, and then you're going to chain 3 as normal. And then you're going to continue with that same pattern from the other side, right? So go ahead and chain 3, go to the next space, add a double crochet there, chain 3, and you're going to repeat this to the end, okay? So the same thing, yarn over, next space, 1, 2, and then, well, that's the close actually. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we have 2 more spaces, yarn over, and then double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the last one. Okay, double crochet, and then here you're going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then you're going to turn your work. Okay, like you always did. Okay, turn your work, and then now you're back on this side. Okay. And so here you see this is where the neck hole is. All right, so that's the neck hole right there. All right, so we're going to continue with the same fishnet stitch. Yarn over, double crochet, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we are at the chain. Okay, so we're going to actually crochet into this chain all the way around to this side. Okay, so now we're building the back. So basically this is your front, and now this is your back. Now we're doing the front. Either way, there's really no front or back, but now you're going to start the second panel. Okay, now you're going to just count over 4 stitches. So basically we know it's 4 here. We're putting this like kind of like right in the middle. So I'm just going to start counting 2 from here, like 1, 2, and then we have the double crochet 3, and then this is before. So you just count. I would take 2 away from the space and then just count 2 over, and then that's where you put your double crochet. Okay, so make sure that your chain is on the flat side and not the back. Okay, and so basically I'm going to go and I'm going to put in a double crochet right here. Just count over your 4, and then put in a double crochet, chain 3, yarn over, and you're going to count 4, 1, 2, 3, and put in the 4th one, which is here. One, 2, 3, chain 3. Okay, so since we only have 1, 2 on the chain left, 3 and 4. So since the fourth one is already in the space, we're just going to go ahead and yarn over, and we're going to just put it directly into that next space. Double crochet. And you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So you're just continuing on, okay? Going to the next space, double crochet, and then you're going to chain 3. Okay. Next space, double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And then the last space, double crochet, and then chain. Now we're at the end, so you're going to chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I'm going to stop there for a moment. And then, of course, at this point, you would turn your work. Well, I'll go ahead and turn it so I'll know where I am. Okay, so turn your work, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like, okay? So basically, this is what it looks like. So right here is the neck hole, and I know it looks a little small, but it's gonna stretch though, because I'm gonna steam this, and it's gonna pull more, so it's gonna get bigger. But this is your neck hole, okay, right there. And then the measurement of my customer, her neck hole is actually about 7.5 inches. So this is actually her size. But we'll see, because I may stretch it a little bit bigger, like maybe it'll go like to maybe 8 and like another inch. So seems like it's on point. I know for me it's kind of small, but we'll see. So basically that's it. So this is what you should look like, okay? So at this point, you're gonna just continue the same thing. So this right here is row 1, okay? So this is considered row 1 for the next panel. And you're going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The same thing we did for this side. The same thing on this side. So you're going to do 30. I'm going to do 33 rows going up this way, okay? And since this is row 1, I'm going to put a stitch marker here on one of these, so I know which row started my row 1 for the second panel, okay? So I'm just going to put it right here in the middle, so at least I know this is row 1. Okay, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you can tell, that's fine. I just like to use stitch markers because it helps me to guide me through my project, so I know where everything is. I'm going to leave these stitch markers here as well, just so I know that this is where the first panel ended, and this is where, you know, of course, we have the neckline there. So yeah, so you're just going to continue on however many rows you're going to do for yours, and then we will meet back up here when you're done, and then we'll move on to what's next. Apparently here I either lost the video of me moving to the next step, or I was not recording. I thought I did. So anyway, I just had to do a voiceover on this little piece right here. So you see from the last clip, I know I was showing you guys where we just did the neck hole, and then we were going to come back and I was going to finish the back panel, or the front panel, you know, the second panel. And then we're going to move to the sleeves. Well, apparently this is a video that I'm already did the sleeve. I did one sleeve, and now I'm working on the next sleeve. Of course, the second panel's done. So let me just tell you guys what I did really quickly. Sorry about this. So once I finished the second panel, okay, and it was the same size as the front, 33 rows, then I just went up the side here. If you see right here on the bottom, on the side of it, the bottom of the screen, that's the side of the panels. And so I just put single crochets along the side up to the armpit, and I put a little what you call those, I'm sorry, a stitch marker right at the armpit, okay? And then as I went up, I crocheted up, and then I stopped at that stitch marker, and then I continued in the round for the arms, okay? So I went around and around and around and around for arms. So you can go as long as you want, however length you want it, and how big you want your arms to be, okay? And then you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, you're going to go start from the bottom, going to stitch all the way up to the top, to the armpit. And you're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other arm. So look, at this point, I've already did one arm, and now I'm starting on the next arm. And the next clip will just show me in a montage of me completing the second sleeve, okay? All right. So this is the progress. Everything's looking good. This is the neck hole right here. So that looks really good there. And yeah, so it's coming along very pretty. So just wanted to show you guys, okay? All right, so we'll be back to show you the update. wanted to come real quick and let you guys know. So for the arms, for the sleeves, if you do not want a seam to be in it, you can just continuously go round and round and round and round and round and round until you get to your length that you desire. If you would like to put a seam in it to kind of control the width of the sleeve, then when you put a stitch marker right at the seam of where the hole, where the two panels were together under the armpit, and whenever you get to that stitch marker, you want to slip stitch it right there, and then you're going to chain 6, and then you move to the next space and continue on. Okay, so every time you come here at that stitch marker at that seam, you're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, so that'll help you to control how big the actual sleeves become. Okay, and then of course in the end you're going to go ahead and put your single crochets around the edge of it to kind of close it up a little bit if that's what you prefer. Okay, just want to show you. So here I am right here, of course, putting it on my steaming board, and you guys will see that, and then you'll see me steaming it. Okay guys, here is the cover up that I blocked, and it is actually ready to come off the blocking board now. Looks really, really good. And yeah, so I'm going to show you guys what this looks like when we take it off the block here, okay? All right. I'm coming back to show you guys the final look of my fishnet cover up that I made. And here you go. All done. It fits perfect. I love it. I pretty much just put on some white leggings and a tank top under it so you guys can really see. This is a charcoal gray, and it is made with the wide sleeves, like 1/4 inch length there. And yeah, there you go. Turned out beautiful. I love it. So anyway, guys, just wanted to show you guys the final result. I wanted to throw it on real quick, dressed up a little bit. I got this hat on. It's extremely hot, okay? But I only put it on because, girl, I'm having a bad hair day, y'all. It's okay, though. But you could dress up like this, too, if you're just going out for an evening, dinner, you know, a little social hangout. This is like the perfect fit to kind of wear. So anyway, until the next video, if you like what I am putting out, please subscribe. Please like and comment. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.